咁我哋而家進行呢2014至2015年度立法會會期人力事務委員會主席嘅。
Let's start the meeting of the panel on manpower in accordance with Rule 77(6) of the Rules of Procedure. If a member who is the chairman or deputy chairman of a government advisory body in respect of matters which a panel considers to be directly related to the terms of reference of the panel, shall not be the chairman or deputy chairman of the panel. And in accordance with Rule 77(7), a member shall not be a chairman or deputy chairman of more than one panel at the same time. And in accordance with Rule 77(5), we will proceed with nomination of candidates, and we must have a proposer and a seconder. I nominate Mr. Wong Kwok Kin. Any seconder? Mr. Kwok Wai Kang seconds. Any other nominations? Mr. Wong Kwok Kin, do you accept the nomination? So we have a valid nomination. Any other nominations? Mr. Chung Kwok Chi? Mr. Sin Chung Kai? Mr. Sin Chung Kai, any seconder? Dr. Kwok Ka-ki seconds. Mr. Sin Chung Kai, do you accept the nomination? Yes. So we now have two valid nominations. Third, is there any other nomination? So if we don't have a third candidate, I declare the voting open by way of secret balloting. You'll be given a ballot paper and a chop. According to the House rules, each candidate will be given a candidate number. Please use your chop to print a tick in the box against the candidate that you choose. Number 1 is Mr. Wong Kwok Kin. Number 2 is Mr. Sin Chung Kai. As this is secret balloting, please do not show your ballot papers to others. After voting with your chop, you do not have to fold your ballot paper. Members, if you've put your chop on your ballot papers, I declare the voting closed. Our staff members should no longer distribute ballot papers. Now, our staff members will collect the ballot papers. Please personally drop the ballot paper into the box. Before you do so, you should not leave your seat. Mr. Tan Ka-pyu and Mr. Chung Kwok Chi, would you please come out here to supervise the counting of votes? We've altogether distributed 16 ballot papers.
Okay.
Please note that later, after the meeting, under the supervision of the Secretariat, the ballot papers will be destroyed.
We've got 16 ballot papers. Number 1.
1號
Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Number 1. Number 1. Number 2. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Please check the ballots again.
好啦，咁我而家呢，再睇埋先。
Thank you. I declare the results. Mr. Wong Kwok Ken has got 12 votes. Mr. Sin Chung Kai, 4 votes. I declare Mr. Wong Kwok Ken elected chairman of the Manpower panel. Mr. Wong Kwok Ken, please chair the election process for the vice chairman. Thank you for your support. We'll now elect the deputy chairman for the 2014-15 session. A valid nomination should be made by a member orally to be seconded by at least one member verbally, and the nomination must be accepted by the nominated member first. Mr. Kwok, I nominate Mr. Sin Chung Kai. Mr. Sin Chung Kai. Seconder, Mr. Lee Chut Yen. Seconds. Mr. Sin, do you accept? Okay, you do. Any other nomination? Mr. Leung Chi Cheung. I nominate Dr. An Jiang. And the seconder, Mr. Kwok Wai Keung, seconds. I almost called him Kwok. My apologies. Dr. Jiang, do you accept? I do. Do we have a third nomination? No? Then we will start the voting. It will be done by secret ballot. Our secretariat will distribute a ballot paper and also a chop with a tick. According to our ROP, each nominated member should be allocated a number. So please put the chop on the member the name or the number of the member you prefer. Number 1 is Mr. Sin Chung Kai. Number 2, Madam An Jiang. Have we all got a ballot paper or a chop? If we have all got a ballot paper and a chop, let's start the voting. I I declare the voting closed. Our staff cannot hand out any more ballot paper. Please collect the ballot papers now. Members, please personally drop your ballot paper into the ballot box.
好，咁我哋而家咧就喺收票嘅過程裏邊就。
While we are collecting the ballot papers, can the nominating members please come out to monitor the counting? Dr. Kwok Ka-ki and Mr. Leung Chi-chung. The ballot papers will be destroyed after they've been counted. According to our secretariat, we have distributed 16 ballot papers. Please count whether we have collected 16 ballot papers.
All right,
we have collected 16 ballot papers. We'll start the counting now. Number 1. Number 1. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Number 1. Number 2. 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 Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. There's a total of 16 ballot papers. I now declare the voting results. Mr. Sin Chung Kai gets 6 votes. Dr. N. Jiang, 10. I declare Dr. N. Jiang elected Deputy Chairman of the Manpower Panel. Congratulations.
All
right. The next item on the agenda is our schedule of meeting for the 2014-15 session. We have got a schedule tabled. Our regular meetings will be held on the third Tuesday of each month at 4:30. The 17th of February is the day before the New Year Eve, Chinese New Year Eve. Members may consider rescheduling that to the 10th of February at 10:45 or 24th of February 10:45. Do you want to reschedule that meeting, or can we meet regardless? Now, if you do feel that there is a need to reschedule the meeting, please voice out. Any comments? None? All right, then we will meet as scheduled on the 17th of February. That is the day before the Chinese New Year Eve. Mr. Kwok, well, it's not a public holiday, theoretically speaking. We can still meet, but I don't know whether some members may leave Hong Kong for vacation. Perhaps we should reschedule it to avoid the problem of forming a quorum. Perhaps after the meeting, the Secretariat can pass around notice for members to pick a date they prefer, and we'll meet on the day most preferred by members, okay? The agenda for our November regular meeting is scheduled for the 18th of November, and we have the following proposals from the administration. Hong Kong's occupational safety performance in the first half of 2014 and review of the levels of compensation under the Employees' Compensation Ordinance, the pneumoconiosis and mesothelioma Compensation Ordinance, and the Occupational Deafness Compensation Ordinance. Mr. Lee Cheuk-yen, Chairman. It seems that the Commission on Minimum Wage has recommended a new statutory minimum wage. I'm afraid that the 18th of November is a bit late. Now, if you can find out when the report from the Commission is issued, we should meet as soon as possible. If it is close to the 18th of November, then we should include this item on the agenda. But if it is very, very far away from the 18th of November, say if it is tomorrow, then I think we should convene a special meeting ASAP. Madam Chair, well, a lot of reports will be published towards the end of the year. That includes the one on standard working hours. I think it's time we ask the administration the progress of that study on standard working hours. Thank you. Mr. Tan Ka-Pyu, the order for reinstatement. I hope that the chairman and the deputy chairman can ask the administration about the progress of the order for reinstatement. I think it is on our list of outstanding items. Any other suggestions? If not, I think Mr. Lee Cheuk-yen and Ms. Chen Yun-han's proposals have a point. I will discuss with the Labour and Welfare Bureau and give them a counter proposal. Basically, I agree with Mr. Lee Cheuk-yen that if the report on SMW can be published very soon, we should meet as soon as possible. Do members agree? Any comments? If not, then let's go and see what is the situation, and then we'll make a decision. AOB? No. Then, if there is no AOB, the meeting is adjourned. Date of next meeting, the 18th of November.